the reality is that once you've paved it over, it'll never come back to farming. So the land is the land, and once it's gone, it's gone.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for having us back and having the opportunity to have this chat about experience working with Triple Oak on a wind farm development. Maybe starting with, Laurance, tell me the history of the Pierce Ranch.
Okay, well, it goes back to the late 1800s. The house that we're sitting in was built in 1886, and it has been in the family ever since. I'm the 5th generation, he's the 6th generation, and we even have the 7th generation on the ground now, too.
So tell me just a brief story of Shanghai, your great-great-granddad.
Shanghai was born in Rhode Island. His father was a farmer and a blacksmith. The story goes he was the first cattle driver to run cattle between the Gulf Coast of Texas and New Orleans across the Atchafalaya Swamp, which I don't think anybody would even try today. But he did it, and after serving with the Confederacy in the Civil War, came back and began to build his herd and began to build his legacy.
Boy, there's so much history on this ranch. I could talk for hours with you about Shanghai and how this ranch came to be. But yeah, the Brahman cattle are part of the story, and they continue to be part of the story, right? And
that was his legacy.
Yeah, and Andrew, talk a little bit about what goes on the ranch these days. You have more of a hand in some of the operation side here, right?
Yeah, so here lately, I mean, we're a cattle operation, we're a farming operation, and as of very lately, we're getting into the renewable energy, sector. Day to day is typical ranch life. It's fence work, it's cow work, road work, irrigation work when we have water. There's always something new every day here. Never the same day.
So ranching has its ups and downs.
Yep.
Farming has its ups and downs, usually weather driven. How have you thought about diversifying the ranch with things like energy?
We've seen the agricultural market around here change dramatically over the past 3 years. I mean, there's been no water for irrigating rice, which is our prime crop.
Yeah.
And it seemed to us that that wind and solar were two industries that were on the rise, and felt like they could provide us with revenue for supporting the next generation, and as well as keep the ranch intact for the next generation as well.
When you guys think about the ranch and working with a company like us, or really any of your renewable energy deals, like what are you looking for in those trusted partners? And how might you say kind of Triple Oak follow through on those things?
Well, I just feel like being a generational property that, it's on us to take care of it. And we didn't know you from Adam the first time we met, but to have a new company come in and do what they're gonna say when they say it's gonna happen, that meant a lot, after waiting for 10 years.
We also did our due diligence on you as well, and
as I would expect.
And we realized that you were well capitalized and you had a lot of strength, financial strength behind you.
So on that, like if there was a landowner, a rancher, a farmer out there in the country considering this, right, kind of more as a new opportunity they haven't thought about a lot, how would you share lessons learned on that?
Well, again, I'd say do your due diligence up front. Know who you're dealing with, and know where they come from, and how well financed they are, and how the public opinion is, or the industry opinion is on them. Mm-hmm. Consider those things which are most important to you and your family. In our case, the mitigation of the land mm-hmm. was hugely important, and and then we sort of took care of that in a way that was fair to both sides.
Yeah.
And just make sure you have a plan. Make sure that you and the developer have a plan, and that plan is stuck with the whole way through. Don't let someone run on top of you, and be respectful. A deal's a good deal when it's good for both parties.
So look, Laurance, Andrew, I so appreciate you guys working with us in the first place and kind of working with us through the planning phase into the construction phase, and now the opportunity to come back, over a year after the project's been live and talk to me. Triple Oak, for me, it's really important. It's what Triple Oak is all about, is to make sure that we, as you said, Andrew, follow through on what we said we were going to do. We very much care about your community here and preserving this agriculture and energy economy.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Well, thank you.